I do feel that in many organizations that are struggling with getting value from AI, there is a high level of ignorance and fear and uncertainty around this, right? And it's sort of, what I call is the proof of concept syndrome, which is management says, okay, we've heard about AI. You data scientists go build some stuff and see what you come up with. So people go and build stuff. And yeah, of course it works because it's been proven to work. So they come up with all this stuff. But there is no thought given to how it would scale, what business processes have to change, who are the stakeholders, how would we continue to invest behind it, what is the underlying data and digital infrastructure that has to support it, what's sort of the long-term product roadmap. It's none of that, right? So people come back with, oh, my model is 90% accurate or 80% selective or whatever. But management looks at all those as failed experiments because it hasn't scaled. So I think the most important thing starts with the mindset, and it's one of the findings of the report as well, which is you got to start with the core business strategy and ask yourself, where is it that AI can make a big difference in terms of our profit equation, in terms of our competitive positioning, in terms of where we want to go. You have to pick those areas. We call those, the AI unicorns, meaning that, there are several, but you cannot pick 100. You have to pick a few. And that's where you're going to focus. I think if you have that, and then you also realize that process has to change. Business process, how we do customer servicing pre and post AI will be different. How we do marketing pre and post AI is different. How we do risk management, fraud management, pre and post AI is different. If you have those two ingredients, which, by the way, they're not tech or science ingredients, right? If you have those two ingredients, the path is going to be a lot smoother. And so for business process to change, it has to be important, which means it has to be strategic. And for it to create value, then business process has to change. An interesting finding from the report was when you ask like 3,000 respondents, right? What is the source of struggle? I mean, the very question, Michael, that you're asking, they do say it's, ability to build data science teams and having the technology, but it's not the number one or two or three response. The number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is much more around having stakeholder buy-in, management believing, having a clear business case, embedding in culture, embedding in process. And when you ask yourself, well, these are not AI problems, these are business transformation problems. So if you're going in with the mindset of some algorithm, some tool, you're going to end up with an algorithm and a tool. If you go in with a mindset of business transformation, then you get value. And that's why it's very important to start with that mindset. It doesn't mean you have to launch a $50 million project from the beginning, but it has to be important. And you always ask yourself, why am I doing it? Well, because it ties to my business strategy. If you don't have that tie, you might as well stop and not do anything. And the second thing is we have a policy in our group when we do work is that unless we have a good sense of like how the business process is going to change, how that customer service rep is going to do something different, or how that risk agent or the marketing person or the customer will do something different, you can't really write a single line of code, because what are you writing for? You have to sort of anticipate the change that you want to make and work backwards from that.